Skid Low? Maybe, I'm not sure.
So I was told not to go to Skid Low, but I got lost and then ended up walking into this area. So basically, I'm walking in downtown Los Angeles, known as one of the largest concentration of the homeless people in the United States.
So basically this area has a lot of homeless, seems like. Maybe nighttime gonna be a bit different, right?
So where it's covered about 50 city blocks, 50, and then roughly 0.5 square
People living on the
miles
street
centered
like
along
that.
East 3rd Street and San Pedro Street and Main Street. This area has a long history. It's began in the 80s as a place for railroad workers and day laborers. But over time, addiction and mental health issues turned Skid Row into a symbol of urban struggle. So today, the city and non-profits are trying to help through the housing first programs. Still, life here remains tough, with ongoing problems of drugs, violence, and homeless. Skid Row shows both the hurt and the heartbreak of Los Angeles. So I grew up in a rough part of downtown Tokyo, and since my family ran a small hotel, so this kind of scene even felt a little familiar to me actually. The main things I noticed here were a lot of trash, a strong smell, many homeless people, and a people who seems to be blacked out from the drug abuse. You know, just a few kilometers away, you can see their glamorous Hollywood and even an NBA stadium where players earn hundreds of millions of dollars. But here, people don't even have a place to live, a shower, or food. I was able to see a dark side of LA. From all my travels and even from actually living different places, I've noticed that the scenes here are similar to what you see in the big cities like Frankfurt in Germany, Bangkok in Thailand, late night shortage in London, King's Cross in Sydney, or Kabukicho in Tokyo. At the core, the common element are very much alike. It's true that there are also some state-run facilities in this area, and the volunteers provide free showers and meals too. For many people here, staying in this area makes sense because it's more convenient and they don't need to move around much. No jobs lead to living on the streets. Or I can say too much free time and stress push people into alcohol and drugs. And then they can't escape from there. As you know, no country is perfect. I've worked through similar areas in many parts of the world. In most cases, life is decided by where you are born, the family you grow up in, and a gap in education or money.
And people walk on the street can't move here.
Of course, some people do escape and find success. But you know, unless politicians make clear structural reforms, the roots problems won't be solved. So what would you do if you end up in this situation? So you'd probably start looking for a job, right? But what if you couldn't find a work for 1 or 2 years? Your spirit would probably break. So still maybe you won't give up? then maybe you would try to create your own work, start freelance or find another course. But without money, you can't rent a room. Without room, you don't have an address. And without an address, it becomes very difficult to get hired as a full-time employee. Or would you try become a YouTuber or TikToker? The possibilities are endless. But the truth is, people differ in knowledge, experience, and motivations. So which means there is no single guaranteed path to success. And if you don't have any food or place to sleep, I think it's very hard to the human mind to think. Like, let's look for the reason why I can't do it, instead of reason why it's impossible.
I think that's it. The main area. Hey, by chance I find a taco shop, and then I got it. Also looks like busy, so it must be a good place for
Looks young, right? I didn't know what is this green stuff to use, so I just skip it. Looks like kebab, but it's not. It tastes is great. The portion was huge, so I couldn't eat all of them. So I brought it back to the hotel after this actually.
kind of this food in my life. And so I'm heading back to the hotel. Morning, 22nd of January 2025. It's good weather, it's not cold, and I'm heading to the museum, to the Pomona. It takes about 2 hours by train, so I'm very excited. So I'm gonna take a silver streak. Sure, how to buy tickets? How much is that?
135.
135. Paid just only $1. I don't know why, but I'm heading to the Pomona by bus. Yay! NHLA Border Sports Museum. I made it. It was a long way. So entrance just here, and you can walk down here, around, back here, and then go straight that way, and turn around. So that's all space here.
I came to Pomona hoping to learn about American classic cars and check out some 60s muscle cars like Mustang and Dodge Chargers. But honestly, there wasn't really much there. It's a funny story. I happened to walk into a parts store nearby the bus stop, but apparently it wasn't open to the public. One of the staff stopped me But still, he was super friendly and explained everything about the shops. Such a nice guy. Since I came from Tokyo, actually, there wasn't really any reason for me to visit Little Tokyo. But I was so bored that day, so I decided to check it out.
Japanese Village Plaza.
There were a lot of Japanese restaurants, toy shops, and sweet stores. And the area was really lively actually.